Hi friends, Andy Vegan. Hey, I make a fruit salad with a special dressing and chocolate cream. And chocolate cream goes perfectly with pear. Pear and chocolate is a classic. There are so many recipes, classical recipes, not even from the vegan chefs, or before that has been classic all the time. You know, this sweet and bitter chocolate flavor that we all know. Cacao is bitter, but usually we eat it sweet. Yeah, and this sweet bitterness with the sweet bitterness or bitter sweetness of the pear. Pears are basically very sweet. They have a slightly bitter peel. And I have in this recipe, actually, I have the peel on here. I don't peel it. And that brings out the very characteristic pear flavor even more. That's oftentimes with fruit. I think there's a connection between the nutrients and the flavor. By the way, we now know that flavors are also nutrients. Flavors, smells, fragrances, colors, textures, all these are nutrients. Nutrients that are made by plants. Phytonutrients, plant nutrients. The Greek word phyto means plant. Plant nutrients, phytonutrients, and there are thousands in each plant. And I think there's a connection between flavor, what we taste, and the nutrients in the plant. For example, the nutrients are the healthiest nutrients are in the peel usually, because they also float. They float by the physical forces. They float to the outside. Yeah, like when you spin something, the particles walk outside. They flow outside to the outside. Yeah. The same reason is that in the outside, the nutrients concentration is always higher. So we are not supposed to peel the fruit. But of course, when you don't have organic fruit, you would peel them because also the toxins are high on the outside. So both ways. But then when I again get them, I get organic fruit. So I was fortunate with these pears. They are organic, so I can leave the peel on. At the same time, with the high nutrient content outside, they also enhance the flavor of the pear. Sometimes I use the pear without the peel because for the recipe, I want only the tender flesh of the pear. It's very soft and can be very characteristic for the whole recipe. If you have mainly pear in there and you want that softness in the center, in the focus of your recipe. But in this recipe, it's also of the flavor, and as the nutrients are high, and now the point, are high in the peel, I would expect that the flavor of the pear is also enhanced with the peel. So we peel oftentimes because we say, the peel tastes bitter, we don't want to eat it. We want to only have the nice sweet flavor inside. That's correct so far, but the bitterness of the pear in the peel is very akin to the flavor of the sweet flavor of the sweetness of the pear we all love from the flesh. So if you have the perfect ratio of peel and flesh, you even enhance the characteristic pear flavor and make it nicer. That is very also characteristic in some mango fruit. I always talk about the peppery sweetness of mangoes. And you have this peppery free sweetness. If you blend a mango and juice a mango, you juice it with the peel, you get this peppery flavor, this fascinating peppery sweetness of the mango even more. So the peel can be very, very important for the flavor. In this case, I will use it, and I have it in this chocolate cream, and I have a special addition to the chocolate cream. I'll show you right away. I made this sometimes before here already, because really it's an amazing thing. I have a hazelnut chocolate cream. I use hazelnuts here and bananas to make it a cream. Yeah, blending hazelnuts with banana, one large banana, and a handful or half a cup, not all half, maybe a little bit less than half hazelnuts. That is enough to make a hazelnut cream. It's very easy. Yeah? But now the thing is that if you put hulled hemp seeds, that means hemp hearts, to this combination, then you get, by magic almost, the original flavor of the hazelnuts as if from the tree directly. That's that's interesting. I found it recently and I was so amazed I have to say, okay, I do that again and use another recipe. So I will now blend the hazelnuts, the bananas and the hemp seeds once again in a new dressing. And I add a cacao powder. It has also been, I tried that before, it's very nice. Just 2 teaspoons or so, 2 heaping teaspoons. Doesn't need to be that much, but you can do a little bit more or less as you like. Yeah, you can do more or less cacao powder, more or less cacao flavor, chocolate flavor. That's up to you. It can be very gentle flavor only, or also strong cacao flavor. You can decide. It's really as you like it. You can begin with a small amount and then maybe heighten a little, go a little bit higher. Up to you. Doesn't really matter. It's very nice with the pear anyway. And I will add now date to make the cacao sweeter, because the banana also, this banana especially, is not that very sweet, and it will be very nice with a little bit of date. Yeah, it is very nice cacao. And I have cinnamon here, a teaspoon of cinnamon. That's a large teaspoon. And something new here, tonka bean. Tonka bean is a very tricky plant. If you don't have tonka bean, I don't know if it's even allowed in the USA. I don't know. I'm in Germany here, and they have it allowed in the food market. I can buy it in the shop. But it also has a medical part, the coumarin. That's a substance that's used for many purposes in medicine, and it's high in here. It can have a little bit side effects. Not dangerous, yeah, if you don't take too much, yeah, but it's a very strong flavor, like vanilla. So you can replace it with vanilla if you like, and it's very inexpensive. So right now the vanilla prices are pretty high. There has been a catastrophe with vanilla in the south of in Madagascar, or in the countries where vanilla has been grown for the most part, and in South Africa and African countries, and so there's been a lot of problems with vanilla recently. So the prices went up, tripled even. So especially vanilla was always expensive, but now it's even almost you can't even pay it anymore. It's so super expensive, and that's a good time to think about a tonka bean again, because it's used in gourmet restaurants a lot to play with the vanilla flavor a little bit. It's another kind of flavor. It's a little bit similar. Wow. It's also a little bit bitter, yeah. But you only can take a little bit. So I have here my grater, yeah, my zester, and this is one whole bean. It's dried and fermented, I guess. And now I will put a little bit into here, not too much. So not even half a bean here. This is maybe a third. I begin carefully. Don't want to over season. It can be very strong. And once I used it years ago, I felt after a while, oh, that's too much. I don't want to eat tonka bean anymore. That was pretty fast. And I think when I read a little bit about it on the internet, the medical literature, they say you can use it only in very small amounts. Also because of the medical side effects. So it's good, but you don't use too much. They're very simple. So I begin on that. First of all, I thought it was, I didn't think about that before, but I felt it was enough because it just tasted it. I didn't want it anymore. Now it came back to my mind, and I want a little bit, but not too much. But I guess with the cacao together and the cinnamon, it might be actually pretty cool. I will try now. Put a little bit of water in there, just a half cup, maybe a little bit more. First blending, and then I get to my fruit. Blender dance. Tonka bean is used in South Africa and in the Southeast Pacific, on the islands there. They have it cultivated, use it for a long time. There's a lot of myth about it. They use it in ceremonies, and the natives, they use it in their traditions. It is used for raising imagination, or for also eroticism. Yeah, they want to be more sensitive. You like vanilla a little bit. Yeah, similar effects. Now let's taste it. I could use a little bit more. Very nice flavor. I will have to use a little bit more water and a little bit more Tonka bean. So I was too careful. So now I have, you see, 1/3 of the bean is left. Maybe I used 2/3. This is like what it looks inside. Outside is dark. So I use 2/3 now, and a little bit more water. It is a little bit too thick. Not too much. I can always use more water later. One more time to flavor check, to taste it. Like vanilla, Tonka bean is really used in desserts and sweets and so on. That's a classical usage of it. Taste it again. Yeah, now the texture is much better. It's runnier. What a difference. Just a little bit more water. I have a cup, maybe a little bit more than a cup now. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, now it's a balance. You know what? I wait. I let it sit for a moment. When I put my fruit together, I show you my fruit. This is a pear, I showed you before. One pear. Yeah, with the peel. I have bite-sized pieces. And then something special, blueberry. I have frozen blueberries. They are, so to say, always in season because frozen. I buy them in these bags, put them in the freezer. They are frozen then, and I buy them frozen, yeah, so we're clear. So then I have always frozen berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, raspberries. There are so many different kinds of cherries in the freezer from the health food shops or other grocery, doesn't matter. And they're very nice, you know, very inexpensive as opposed to fresh berries. What the word I'm missing. And I just put them in this metal container, thaw them a little bit. If I don't blend them, and you don't need to thaw them, but when I put them into a fruit salad, I thaw a little bit, and then I have this wonderful juice of the berries. Here's the blueberry juice, and I want to try that today for my chocolate. You see this color, isn't that beautiful? This red and white and blue, is that? Yeah, I think it might be very nice actually with together with a chocolate cream. Yeah, blueberries are super healthy. They are considered to be the healthiest of all fruit. Yeah. Fruit are the third place of the healthiest foods category. First is green vegetables, then herbs and spices, and then directly fruit. And top of the fruit list, blueberries. They are recommended to eat daily. A handful of blueberries, they say it enhances your age even and your brain function, and so it's super healthy. Super high in antioxidants, like cinnamon too, very high in antioxidants. So these kind of things you should eat daily berries, yeah. Handful of berries. So that's why it's so good to have the frozen at home. It's inexpensive, you can quickly use them in many recipes, and they're very good. And it's so delicious, right? Yeah. I need some sugar to that, usually, because the frozen fruit, to my experience, are usually not as sweet as the fresh fruit when I buy them directly from the groceries or from the market or so. They usually are sweeter. They are sun-ripe and then directly from the shop. A little bit sweeter usually, but the frozen ones are also high in quality. That has been the high nutrients has been shown in tests and scientific tests, and that is really recommended to take them. You don't need to worry about the frozen fruit. So I will try again and maybe blend one more time. Mhm. There is the Tonka flavor. It is there. It is a very peculiar character. It's a, I don't know how to describe it. Somehow it sneaks in. It is a flavor that is very large somehow. I don't know how to describe. Somehow like a I don't know. It's everywhere somehow. It gets over the whole recipe. Interesting. I didn't use too much, I guess, but it's pretty there. One more time, I'll blend it, and then you have to taste it yourself. Yeah, just try to explain what it tastes like to me. It's just a feeling I describe with images, pictures, fantasies. That is the usual way to describe flavors. Don't be concerned if you read about flavor descriptions. Yeah, gourmets and others. You find the advice that you use pictures, images as children would use it. That's the good way to describe flavors, because we don't have so many words for flavors, so we use images and comparisons and so on. It's also a nice way to make a breakfast, because you have a fruit salad with these beautiful blueberries. They are super healthy, and you have this cream with the nuts and the chia and the hemp seeds. That means you have all kinds of fats you need, the omega-3 fatty acids, 1.5 tablespoons of hemp seeds is enough for the daily need of omega-3 fatty acids, a rare fatty acid. We need it every day to thrive. And so it's a nice way to make breakfast, to make a meal with these kind of fruit salads with dressings for me. It's so easy and so delicious, and I can make always invent something new. You see, that is the cream here. I will toss it. And now what happens, I like so much, the blueberries have this wonderful color, and the juice of the blueberries now makes it so nice to watch the blue, the dark red in the brown from the cacao. Looks very nice. I like it. I will show you what it looks like when it's in my glass, where I serve it to myself. And it's a miracle combination also. The chocolate, cacao, together with the blueberry. That's a very interesting combination. Maybe you wouldn't get there in the first moment. You wouldn't say, really? Well, that would be a nice one. Can be very nice for different reasons. This is what I have now. Have a look. What do you say? Isn't that nice? These wonderful colors. I will taste it right away. I've never tried it before. We're excited about it. Oh, yummy. Wonderful. A new flavor, new experience. The pear is definitely in the center. A big piece of pear in the mouth. And the other flavors around, the chocolate, gentle. The background of the tonka bean. It's really present there. And in a very surprising way. Try. Yeah, I'm looking forward to enjoy that. What it really feels like when I ate it, I only always find afterwards, of course. I have to eat it, to wait a little bit, and then I can tell what it's like. Sometimes I make a recipe, honestly, I make a new recipe every single day, Maybe I get to my place, eat it, and then after eating I thought it was so amazing, and now I think, I don't want to do it again. There's also something, sometimes I think something is nice, and later I think I wasn't that nice at all. I don't know why. Somehow something was wrong. It happens, because I try something every single day, and make a good recipe. I have to eat it several times. I have to wait a little bit after eating it, and so many things are to see. And if you have a recipe here published, usually it is great. Yeah. So I tried a little bit. This one I did not try before, but when I publish it, As you see it now, it has been approved. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoy, you like my video. Subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube, have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.